Chris, but this seemed to be actually cooperating.
Oh, the universe finds a way.
Life finds a way.
That was the reference I was attempting to make, yes. Well, invoke. I think appreciate is the word. Appreciate how much Jeff Goldblum has leaned into being Jeff Goldblum in every role as he's gotten older.
I'm not sure that he can even help it. I think that's just I think that's just how he is.
Probably.
I think he's just a really, really weird fucking guy.
Yeah, but like I remember seeing him in whichever Thor movie he was in
As the
as
whatever. He's the same way in like Wicked.
yeah, pretty much
The same character in Wicked, yeah. Which, if it works for you, it works for
like,
you.
He's just the weird. He's just the guy you call up when you are making a movie and you need a weird, eccentric guy to just do funny gestures and speak in weird cadences
and go.
Yeah, pretty
he's
much.
really good at that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shall we get going here?
Did you Blue Sky?
No, I didn't share anything. Ah, fuck. Okay. Well,
see,
let's start with Blue Sky.
This is why we never start early.
I like how you're just blaming that on me.
Well, you're the one who didn't remember it, and you're the one with the tablet.
A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms TV/Jedi Enclave official. There's that. And then I think this is just easier if I do it on my phone. Yes, 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 yes.
Have there been any new places that we've shared things lately?
Not really. I don't even know what good it does, if I'm being honest. All right, let's go.
Whee!
We should be hearing.
Yeah, I'm hoping that played sound through the stream.
Welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I am Daniel.
I'm Chris.
And this is the... So we're really thrown off because we rolled our beginning...
Yeah, but there's like a music cue that accompanies the hyperspace animation, except we didn't hear anything.
Yeah, that's really bizarre. Well, anyway, this is the Jedi Enclave presents Now This Is Podcasting Podcast, which is our weekly podcast about Star Wars and Star Wars accessories and other nerdy things that we enjoy. And this week we're talking about some nerdy shit.
Yeah.
There's some Star Wars news.
There's a crumb.
Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Some other nerdy news. Night of the Seven Kingdoms, episode 4. We will be talking about
where shit is beginning to get real.
Highest rated Game of Thrones series episode since season 5, I think, of the original series. Yeah.
That's
it's
surprising to me for reasons that we can get into later.
We are going to talk a little bit about. I finished Fallout Season 2,
mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, because I've really enjoyed that. And then while you're here, if you could do us a famous actor who's known for his role in Dawson's Creek died earlier today from a battle with stage 3 colorectal cancer, which really sucks. And I bring it up because if you're a millennial like us, chances are you've heard of or seen Dawson's Creek, because it was kind of a cultural phenomenon when you and I were like in junior high, middle school, junior high,
I feel
high
like
school.
It was like the defining teen drama of that time period.
Yeah, it was a big deal. And he was, I mean, James Van Der Beek was the heartthrob of the moment in that time. And he was a really talented actor. And I know he was diagnosed a little bit ago
2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, and then
Publicly came out and announced that he was diagnosed 2 years ago.
And had to auction off some of his memorabilia so that he could pay for his medical bills in the richest country in the world.
God, I fucking hate the American healthcare system.
Yeah, it just absolutely obscene.
Save us, Bernie
barbaric.
Sanders, please, I beg you.
Don't die and run for president, please. Again, I'll vote for you again. It just is one of those things that it really sucks that we live, in a culture like that where you have to make the choice between getting treatment for for cancer or something, or just dying because you can't afford it. Let's pivot to some good news. Godspeed, James Vanderbeek, you're fucking legend. We love you. On to happier news. John Williams is still alive.
Yay!
Motherfucker, and he made it to 94 years old.
God
so, and you know what? He's still scoring movies.
Yeah.
In fact, the Steven Spielberg movie, it's coming out this summer, I think, called Disclosure Day.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing the film for. And he's still, so I will say, they posted a birthday picture of him, and he does not look particularly well. And which you would not be surprised. I mean,
sure,
94
when you get
years
to
old, right?
Nobody looks good when they're 94.
But his son, one of the original members of Toto, was there in the picture. A lot of people don't realize that his son sang on fucking Africa and Rosanna and all those famous Toto songs. He also wrote the original ending to Return of the Jedi. The yub nub.
Oh yeah.
Do 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 boo. His son wrote that.
Huh.
So yeah, cool thing there. So anyway, he's still working. He's still making music. I'm right now.
Is he still conducting?
So the last conducting picture I saw of him, he was in a wheelchair, and they kind of like bring him up to the podium.
Yeah.
And he does that. So I think he's still conducting.
Okay.
But yeah, he's kind of a force of nature. It's really funny. Someone posted on social media the other day about how like John Williams is kind of like the premier film score composer of our time, and I chimed in and was like, excuse me, he's honestly the premier neoclassical or like contemporary classical composer, and is our generation's Beethoven.
Pretty much.
Like they're just every so often in musical history, a huge figure comes along and is insanely popular and has this huge effect on everything. It's like Mozart and Beethoven and Mahler. John Williams is our generation's Mozart and Beethoven and Mahler. His music has reached everyone on earth. Everyone knows his music. It's just insane. So anyway, glad he's still kicking. Glad he's still working. And happy birthday to you. All right. Moving along. I want to make sure, by the way, we are transmitting this live with the technology before your very eyes. Oh my God. In Technicolor even. So if you want to say hi in the comments as we're going through our segments here, we'll try to say hi back. So
we might deign to acknowledge your existence.
Yes. You, the small folk. All right. Oh God.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Can I preface this?
Absolutely.
Okay. We here at Jedi Enclave try to find the most positive stuff in all of Star Wars when we talk about Star Wars, because we're both fans.
Mm-hmm.
We both would rather talk about the stuff that we like instead of bitching about the stuff that we hate.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is very rare for us to be, or at least for me, I don't know. I don't think you and I have talked about this yet, but it's very rare for me to be really kind of like, ugh, when it comes to something Star Wars, right? Even like there's been shit that I haven't been crazy about. Like, for example, everyone in the world who knows me knows that I'm not a huge fan of The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
But I don't seethe about it and like make content where I just bitch about that one thing over and over again.
And also, I think every time The Rise of Skywalker comes up, like we mentioned, that it's a very competently made movie. Like Adam Driver is fantastic. Yeah. The score is good. The
visual effects are good.
Yeah. It's just
I hate it.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I know that it's someone else's favorite Star Wars film. Like someone somewhere. I know at least one guy that follows his channel who his favorite Star Wars movie is Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Good for him.
Yeah, and I don't want to take that from him, right? Because Star Wars is for everybody. Now, we went into the Super Bowl thinking we were going to get a full-length final trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu. And the reason we thought this was because that movie comes out pretty soon.
Like May?
Yeah. And I think we were all kind of, by the way, we are all expecting Avengers Doomsday to get a trailer as well, which it didn't at all. They did give us a Mandalorian and Grogu themed parody of a Budweiser Super Bowl commercial, narrated by Sam Elliott. And I gotta tell you, if that's what, look, if they said, guys, we're gonna do a cutesy little dumbass, thing, I would not have had a problem with this at all.
Mm-hmm.
But we were all waiting for like the final trailer of this film. And I gotta tell you what, the world doesn't need more ads, right?
That's
and
true.
if I wanted that bullshit, I'd go to YouTube in a browser where I don't have ad block installed. I don't like, even if it's a parody. I wanted to see some footage from this film, and I know this is splitting hairs a little bit. I'm really bitching about something that will not amount to much at all. But I was just kind of disappointed by this, and I hated it, really, if I'm being entirely honest. And I started to think a little bit about maybe why I'm worried about this movie, because I'll tell you that I have some misgivings.
Okay.
And this like quote unquote trailer kind of made me start thinking about this. And
well, what are your misgivings? Maybe speaking them will help you feel better about them.
First of all, this film's production budget is the lowest budget theatrical Star Wars movie ever.
Okay.
In fact, it has a smaller budget than Star Wars: The Acolyte.
Okay, I understand the concern there. Absolutely.
So my concern is that we are going to pay money to go see a movie in theaters, which you and I will go and see on opening night, right? Mm-hmm. And it's going to be more or less the same volume. Like the entire thing is going to be shot on the volume. The effects are going to be and it's going to be one of the like a Disney Plus quality story on the big screen. And that to me is not worth paying movie ticket prices to go and see, especially so you give me a Disney Plus quality Star Wars show that's filmed on the volume and whatever, that's fine because I don't pay for Disney Plus anyway. But also I can get up and go walk my dogs in the middle of it if I want to. I'm not like a captive audience sitting there for an hour and 2 hours or whatever. So the fact that this seems to be not a huge priority for Lucasfilm. The budget's very small. I don't know.
I have a thought on that.
Okay.
Do we know the runtime of this movie yet?
No. I'm not sure if that's a thing that I don't know.
Because yes, smaller budget than The Acolyte does sound pretty dire, but I think looking at how much money is allocated for each minute of runtime might be a worthwhile figure to have.
It's around 2 hours, it says. But that's the AI overview answer, so that could just be entire
probably
lie.
a hallucination.
Yeah.
Yes.
$100 million for a 2-hour movie is a little insane.
There could definitely be more budget being applied, considering that it's Disney and they're richer than God.
Well, that, and I know where they're cutting corners. The budget is so small because the entire thing is going to be filmed in a room that's about the size of my fucking basement, with LCDs or LED screens, mm-hmm. right? That's where they're making cuts to the budget. So they're like, I would be surprised if anything is filmed on location anywhere. And it's going to more or less look like, what it has looked like in the show, which is TV show quality effects.
I think there is a possibility. I'm not saying this is a certainty. I think there's a possibility that given that they have more time and experience with the volume, they may have better developed and better learned how to use it well.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And that isn't to say, okay, so Matt Reeves is the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all of that movie is shot on the volume, and it looks amazing. because like they understood what the strengths of that environment were, and they just kind of made their movie around that. Like it really does look really, really good.
Yeah.
And there are parts of Star Wars that look really good on the volume too. For example, like the first season of The Mandalorian looks like the volume does outside super sunny stuff really, really well, for example. It does not do some other stuff well where you're just right? They're clearly in a
scene had a lot of problems.
Yes, but like it's clearly in a closet somewhere, and they're trying to look like they're hustling, but there's nowhere to run, so they're just kind of running in place.
Yeah,
I'm afraid that that's what it's going to look like. And look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll say so. Like if it ends up being some amazing thing, I'll be the first person to be like, oh, thank God they pulled this off. I had a good time, and I'm not going into the Mandalorian and Grogu expecting a The Empire Strikes Back quality experience, right? I'm under no delusion that this movie is going to be small time when you consider its effect on the canon. Like it's not like Emperor Palpatine is going to be like hiding behind a drawer and like pops out. Like it's going to be a smaller.
Somehow Palpatine returned again.
Right. So like it's going to be a smaller story with characters that we don't know so much, or at least smaller time characters. But I also don't want it to be Star Wars: The Clone Wars of the movie.
Yep.
Right.
That's fair.
Which was not very fun at all, and I would say is terrible. Anyway, we don't have to bitch about this all day. I'm just saying I got some misgivings about it. If I'm wrong, I'll be happy to be wrong, is what I'm saying. So you sent me a link about Spider-Noir.
Yes.
What do we know about this?
Well, we know that Amazon is putting out a trailer the day after we're recording this podcast.
Yeah,
so,
it's always the day
thanks,
after.
Amazon.
Yep.
It's starring Nicolas Cage, presumably as the character he played in the Spider-Verse movie.
The Lord Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that
Which I think they also have something to do with this one too, right?
I would assume so.
I think Lord Miller did. I have notes on this somewhere. I just can't remember.
But yeah, like I more or less just saw that and sent it to you because it seemed like something we should probably mention. But honestly,
I'll watch it. Yeah, look,
if I ever knew this show existed, I had forgotten until I saw that. So
I fucking love Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah,
I really do. I think he's so batshit insane that I've never seen him do a role where he phones it in. I've only seen Nicolas Cage roles where he whole asses the whole thing, right?
He is a consummate professional.
Sometimes to the detriment of the film, which I think is kind of part of the charm of seeing a Nicolas Cage project, is that you know that he's just going to be crazy all the time, and I love that about him too. So I'm excited about this. I know that I don't know where my notes are for this. I know Lord and Miller are involved, and he's not playing Peter Parker Spider-Man. He's playing another character that's Spider-Man, which is fine because that's like part of the Spider-Verse and everything. And he kind of described it as like a Dick Tracy, that kind of thing. Which, if I'm being entirely honest, that sounds fucking rad. I bet that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how the trailer is, and we'll talk about it next week. Hey, this month it would appear that Star Wars Rogue Squadron is still alive. Now, I say this month because last month I'm pretty sure we were talking about how it had been canceled.
Yeah,
or
this
the
is
month
like
before.
the 20th time we've mentioned this movie being alive and then dead and then alive and then dead. And now it's a show, and now it's on Disney Plus, and now it's a movie. And...
This was from this is an interview on Parade.com. So Rogue Squadron, which is believed to be canceled, may not be fully dead, according to statements attributed to a screenwriter involved with the project. And they're like, it could still happen. Like, I don't know how. It'll be a movie or a show.
I will believe this exists when I am watching it.
Yeah.
And not a moment before.
Yeah, I agree. Project Hail Mary had a final trailer yesterday. Or was yesterday the Super Bowl? What day was the Super Bowl?
Sunday.
Oh, right, because it's on Sunday.
Yes.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl. This will come as a
That
surprise
is
to
fair.
anyone who knows me. I do not care about the Super Bowl. I don't care about football. I didn't watch the halftime show, despite being a strong supporter of like the message and everything. In fact, the extent at which it has pissed off the American right wing, I'm probably going to go and watch it just to say I
It
did.
made them so mad before it even happened that the worst people in America set up their alternative halftime show
Yeah.
starring Kid Rock.
They're a participation trophy.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
Kid Rock, man, he's always been on meth, right? Like that's his thing.
I think that it wouldn't shock me,
It-
honestly.
I mean, you know how some people you can look at them and you're just like, meth. That's this is gonna be from Amazon MGM Studios. They released the final trailer and an official poster on Sunday ahead of the theatrical debut, which is going to be next month, by the way. And I've already kind of talked about this thing a little bit. Project Hail Mary is my favorite non-Star Wars science fiction novel, written by Andy Weir, the same guy that wrote The Martian. And in fact, when I read this book for the first time, I remember thinking, oh, they're going to make a movie out of this. Like, it kind of seems like that's why he wrote it, was to get it sold to a studio, right?
Could be.
I know that a lot of fans of the book, particularly are a little confused about why they're giving so much away in the trailer. Did you watch it?
It fell through the cracks.
I think I posted it in our Discord, which you can find the link to the Discord in the description of this video. So there's a big moment that the main character encounters an alien, and in the book it happens like a little before the halfway point of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think that that's the kind of story it is at first. You think it's something entirely different, and then he encounters an alien, and you're like, "Holy shit, what?" They are hiding. It seems they are hiding one of the other big reveals, which I won't spoil because it's not in the trailer. But Lord and Miller, when asked about it, they're pretty much like, "Guys, this isn't a novel. People need to know the co-star is an alien, because he is like the other big character in the story is an alien called Rocky." And we get a really good look at him in the trailer, and part of the process of how they work out communication, because Rocky communicates in musical notes, kind of like tonal noises.
Yeah.
And so he has to like MacGyver. You know how like you've seen The Martian, right? Andy Weir's The Martian.
Yeah.
Andy Weir is all about how do we MacGyver every situation to avoid having our character die, right? Or have them solve a problem. And he MacGyvers this like MIDI like thing on his laptop to like figure out what he's trying to say. And there's some really fun differences. Like our numbering system is base 10, but Rocky's numbering system is base 6 because he's got 6 arms.
Okay, yeah.
And
fair.
that's how they evolved.
Yeah.
And so like it's the whole thing is a fucking blast, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we are going to be seeing this when it comes out. It is coming on March 20th, 2026, and is going to be hopefully I'm hoping it does well. I'm hoping it's good. It looks, having read the book, almost the entire story is in the trailer, minus a couple of things. But knowing that he wrote this to be filmed as a movie and everything, I'm hoping it's good, and it's as faithful an adaptation of the source material as you can be in a film. Oh man.
Oh.
That's fine. I'm just gonna put us on the.
There we go.
Yeah. To fix that, I have to restart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, if you really have to see our faces, you can go over to our TikTok, and we're over there.
But honestly, no one should ever be on TikTok.
Yeah, I don't even know where we are. Okay, real quick Fallout Season 2 ended last week, and I got to tell you, we've talked a little bit about how you haven't seen, I don't think, the second
You
season.
and I have very different opinions of this show.
Yeah. And I don't even really love the games. But I have grown attached to the series because of the actors involved and some of the story things. And the second season I thought was I think better than the first season. And so I will also say, just how like when we were watching The Last of Us, there are, or like when you're watching Stranger Things, and that like there's something happens in a scene, and it's supposed to be meaningful, but not knowing anything about it, you're like, I know I'm supposed to be very impressed by this or very excited about what's happening, but I have no idea what I felt that way a lot watching this show, because like they would show like a creature and then the camera would like linger on it for a few seconds, and it's like, I know I'm supposed to know what this is, but I've never played the motherfucking games, so like I have no idea. And I think that having not played the games has freed me to enjoy the show as it is, right? I have a good friend I've played Battlefront with, who is he still plays Fallout 76 like every day. I should ask him about what he thought of the series if he's seen it. But the show stars Walton Goggins, the girl from Yellow Jackets.
That's just her name now.
Yeah. The kid that is in Ender's Game.
Okay.
The real weird looking kid who's the bully in Ender's Game is in it. Kyle MacLachlan, the guy from Twin Peaks, and also Desperate Housewives, which I happen to know him from.
Okay.
It's a continuation of the story in the first season, and these two unlikely people, a girl from Yellow Jackets, who was raised underground in a vault. So there's a company that sold vaults so that people could live out the impending nuclear Armageddon, right? And then repopulate the earth later. She was born in, so like there's this nuclear Armageddon 200 years later is where we are in the timeline. And she's a part of this group of like vault dwellers that are just waiting for everyone to die on the surface and to be done killing each other so they can go up and bring civilization back to the world and repopulate everyone, right? And everyone's going to follow the golden rule and everything's going to be peaceful.
It'll be great.
So it's that, which by the way is one of the most arrogant things in the world, right? But she doesn't realize it. Is teamed up with Walton Goggins, who is a ghoul, and I have no idea what the fuck these things are, but he's like, his nose has fallen off and he can't die.
Radioactive zombie.
Or something. Who has no moral compass whatsoever. And so you have ultra moral, absolutely no morals whatsoever, having to survive with one another on the wasteland.
I do remember you telling me one plot line from this season where like she gets addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
And like he explains, you're addicted to drugs. She's like, that's bullshit. I don't believe that at all.
Yeah.
Sits there for a minute. I really need some drugs.
Yeah, give me the drugs now. Yeah. And the second season is about her, but both of them rubbing off on one another. Walton Goggins' character, the ghoul, just because he's around her, finds a little bit of his humanity, and she loses some of hers. And like it's a really neat dynamic. And there are a bunch of other things happening too. So like her father, for example, who was like the leader of their vault, ends up being not such a great guy, actually a terrible guy. And he escapes and goes to Las Vegas, which is where a lot of the second season happens, where he has made a device where he can put it on the back of your neck and then just control you. Right? And so his plan to bring civilization to the world is just to turn everyone into automatons and do exactly what he says. Like, it is truly evil.
I mean, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Not a very good way, but a way.
So the season is her trying to find her father so she can bring him to justice, right? And so there's that whole thing going on, and then there's this other faction called the Brotherhood of Steel or something.
Probably.
Yeah. Who she meets in the first season, and they do their adventure together, and then they're separated at the end. He's got his own thing going on, and they by the end of the season they eventually meet back up, which is a really nice reunion and everything, because the two of them have amazing chemistry. Like, they're so good. And all this happening while her little brother, who's played by the kid from Ender's Game, discovers some nefarious things going on with the vaults, and the fact that they like every vault is run by different people, and they're all like doing their own little experiments and shit. And he finds like the adjacent vault is all of the Vault Tech executives. And they thaw them out because they're in like suspended animation. They thaw them out one at a time so they can go and leave the other vaults. And he wakes them all up at the same time and then pretends to be an executive. And like, it is fucking hilarious. It is so funny. But the whole thing is kind of a blast, and I've ended up really loving it, and a lot of funny moments, and like I said, a lot of moments where like at the very end there are these big creatures called, I can't remember what they're called. They have horns and they're big and everything, and a faction from the Wasteland shows up to save the day, and I know I'm supposed to know who they are if I played the game, but I didn't, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, I enjoyed it quite a lot.
Well, I'm glad for you.
I'm glad for me too. Did we get all the news stuff off of our?
I think so.
I did not write this many pages of.
Atreus.
Oh, right. Oh shit. Oh god. What is that kid's name?
I don't know.
Okay.
You know I don't know actors' names.
Well, I don't know his name either, I guess. Hold on.
There's an upcoming God of War TV show, right?
Yes.
Yes. And they cast someone to play Atreus.
Callum Vinson is his name.
Okay.
Yeah. So they've cast all the other big roles already. I think Atreus is kind of the last one. And so this kid apparently was in Chucky, the TV show.
Okay.
And I watched 2 seasons of that show, by the way. Are you familiar with Chucky, the murdering doll?
Yes.
It's a horror story, right?
Yes.
Like the movies. Somehow, Chucky, the show, season 1 and 2, is a gay romance, like a gay teenage romance.
Okay.
With Chucky running around killing people.
It's not the direction I would have expected.
Me
it to
either,
go,
but I'll be real honest, it works really well.
Okay.
Like, it's really good, and it's hilarious. It is so funny and self-referential, and this kid is apparently in it. I don't remember him in it at all.
Okay.
So, I don't know. But he seems fine enough to me. I know that fans of the God of War series love to hate God of War 2018 Atreus because, I mean, he's a great character, and he's very well acted, but he gets really entitled and annoying by the end of the story, and you kind of have to have a come to Jesus. He finds out he's a god, and it's like, oh, I'm not bothered by all the small people's problems now. but he's like 11 years old, so he's and he like straight up murders someone in cold blood, and he's like, I can do that because I'm a god. And Kratos is like, that's not how that works. Yeah, boy, that's not how that works. Like, you can't just go around. He murders one of Thor's sons. And yeah, and Kratos is like, Thor's gonna be pissed about that. Like,
do you have any idea who that child's father was?
Yes. So great. But and then by the time the second game rolls around, Atreus is as much a main character in the story as Kratos is, and is really, his story is really, really great. They cast Odin like last week as well, and it wasn't Richard Schiff who the likeness and the game performance capture was done in the game. I'm really upset about that because Richard Schiff is like one of my favorite actors in the world, but this guy might be just as good. I don't know him that well, so yeah. All right. Before we get into this, I'll tell you, friend of the channel and our friend on Discord, April, is entering the Game of Thrones universe through A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And if I understood what she said correctly, she watched the first episode, and then I think HBO recommended the first episode of House of the Dragon, which she watched and then got hooked on as well.
That's fair.
So I'm really excited that there are people that we know that are experiencing this all for the first time, because like, it's so good. And in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms especially, we're on episode 4. There are 2 episodes left. This show is phenomenal. It is so good. And this episode in particular, episode 4, called 7, is the highest rated Game of Thrones show or episode since like the heyday of Game of Thrones.
This is shocking to me because like not all that much happens in this episode. I feel like there's a lot of emotional stakes,
Yeah.
and like really good acting and pathos and all that, but like there's very little actual action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It restores my faith in humanity a little bit. You know that some guys won't like something unless something's exploding or someone's getting disemboweled.
Or tits.
Or tits. Bessie and her tits.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just thrilled that people are enjoying this quite a lot, and I've been enjoying it quite a lot too. So we're not going to get into like that's our spoiler-free section. We're getting into spoilers. If you've not seen the show yet, go and watch it and come back.
So previously,
and let us know in the comments what you thought as well.
Duncan kind of assaulted a prince.
Yep.
And was,
Arion.
Yeah. Prince
That
Arion,
asshole,
the
yeah.
biggest dick in the realm.
No, he really is. Also, apparently, a Westerosi lawyer.
I guess. And he was about to have his shit completely ruined by Arion and his goons.
Yes.
When Egg is like, wait a minute. This is going to shock everyone I know, but I'm actually Targaryen.
Yep.
Can you let my tall friend go, please?
Yeah, you probably didn't recognize me because of the red arm, but I'm a Targaryen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny that I was watching the behind the scenes like making of the last episode and about how like betrayed Dunk feels by this.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Dunk got attached to Egg pretty quick and was already thinking about like, oh, well, maybe we will just kind of hang out after this Ashford tournament. And
yeah, because he thinks Egg is just some
kid,
some random stable boy who had big dreams, and I think Dunk relates to that a little bit.
Yeah, and then so he's like, "You're rich? What the fuck?"
What?
Yeah,
I think it's also that he lied, even if it was just a lie of omission.
Yes, right. Well, because Dunk really. Like his honor is really important to him, and you know I don't think he would lie except for the fact that it would seem like he wasn't actually knighted for real. I think that's the implication that we're getting. There's a scene toward the end of this.
I know what you're talking
about.
Yeah,
where Arlen and Pennytree just goes, you know. So I have no trouble believing that. Toward the end, Arlen would have been like, "You should be a knight."
Yeah,
and I don't think that Dunk's being all that dishonest anyway.
Yeah,
especially when you have like Dunk, who would probably be the best knight ever, and then there are men like fucking Fossaway who are already knights who are just complete assholes, right? So
we'll get that.
Yeah. Okay. So it's nighttime. Mm-hmm. It's raining hard. The thunder's rolling.
Dunk is in prison.
He's in prison. He takes a moment. I notice he's such a gentle soul. There's a rat in his little barred window, and
hey, buddy,
he reaches up and gives it a little pet. Someone shows up with food and eggs, like with them, and he orders them. And I swear to God, this kid is such a good actor. Everything about him has changed, right? Mm-hmm. So like he's obviously wearing fancy people clothes now, but the actor carries himself differently now. Now that he's in the Targaryen regalia, he's a lot more rigid and stands really straight and everything. And he has shown up to apologize because his uncle, Prince Baelor, says that he has to beg Dunk's forgiveness for lying to him. Mm-hmm. And you can tell that Egg is really torn up by this, and this kid is such a good actor where like they're talking in this scene and Dunk has no intention of letting him off the hook. Right, he's like, you lied, that was shitty, like I'm probably gonna fucking die now, and I thought we were friends, man. Right. And
I think Aegon never thought that this would even come up, like when he was coming.
Did he think he was just gonna? Well, I mean, he's a little
kid. He thought
kid.
He would just go out and
no one would ever look for him.
Yeah, attach himself to some random hedge knight.
Yeah,
and no one would care that he was gone because there were like a dozen other people.
Yeah, there are tons of Targaryens.
Like, well, why would anyone care about Egg?
Yeah. I just love this where they're talking and Dunk's really like laying into him, and the actor has tears welling up in his eyes. and you can tell that he is really upset by the lie that he's told and the fact that he might have lost a friend over it. And it pulls you into the scene because you want to be the guy to tell Egg, it's all right, man, don't worry about it, right? But Dunk's like, I'm going to enjoy the self-righteous anger at you just for a moment longer. He does also, by the way, he's like, Egg, Aegon. I get it.
Dunk, even when you're trying to be like stern and honorable, you're such a moron.
Yeah, he does ask him about all the other Aegons too. He's like, so like Aegon the Conqueror, and he's like, yeah, there are 4. Yeah. Actually, I'm the 5th one. So they like Dunk lays into him about lying and everything, and
at some point Egg is like, by the way, my uncle wants to talk to you.
Yeah. He explains to Dunk why he ran away, because he was supposed to be a squire for his older brother Daron, who he says, and this is the guy that we met in the first episode.
Oh yeah,
is a drunk and a quote unquote shit knight, and Daron didn't even want to be in the lists. Yeah. Right? He planned to hide in the inn until after the tourney was over, and it turns out Daron was the one that shaved Dunk's or Egg's head, right?
Yeah.
Which you would think he would ask him why. Like he was like, "Hey, big brother, can you shave my head?" You think his first question would be like, "Why?" But he didn't, because he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, "Sure, you know what? Bring me a knife. I'll do it." So Egg cries, and like Dunk tells him, "Hey, like quit crying, and like you know, you're not the person that's really put out here. I am." And so, yeah, Egg's like, hey, Uncle Baylor wants to talk to you. So
off they go.
Yeah. So come on, let's go talk to my uncle. So he meets with Prince Baylor, which is in a more formal setting. Aegon is there to be like the cupbearer. He's like pouring wine and shit.
Baylor's like, all right, Aegon, fuck off.
Get out
Big people are talking. Yeah. I love this scene because it is so obvious that Baylor is on Dunk's side.
Right.
Like, he agrees with everything Dunk did and just wishes he kicked his fucking ass
son
harder.
Or his nephew. Yeah. However,
he can't say any of that.
I know, and you know the reason, obviously it would be bad for the family brand, but also the Targaryens have some political problems with the small folk.
Yep.
And so he's trying to figure out how he can walk away from this tournament without everyone thinking more that they should just kill all Targaryens, which is really where people are kind of at right now anyway, right? So I think it's sweet and not at all surprising that Dunk kind of unexpectedly defends Egg. He says he's a good boy and he's a good squire, and he's like, look, he lied, but he didn't mean anything by it. You know, it's not really his fault. Don't go that hard on him. And Baylor's like, it doesn't really matter that he didn't intend to harm. It's like, that doesn't make it okay. And like, he should have come to me when he saw what was happening to Tanzel, and instead he came to you, which
says some interesting things about how he views the adults in his life.
Right. Egg blurts out that he wishes Dunk had killed Arianne. And Baylor's like, you got to stop saying shit like that in public. Like, if someone hears you say that, we got to stick together, man. Targaryens are in a bad way politically. We need to stick the fuck together.
You're out of line,
but you're
not
wrong.
Right.
Right. So Baylor orders Egg to get out, and he talks privately with Dunk.
He's like, okay, look, I know things look bad, but you do have a way out.
Yeah.
However, it depends on you answering one very simple question. I need you to answer me as honestly as you've answered anything in your life. How good of a knight are you?
How completely can you whoop a man's ass?
Yes.
And Dunk's like, I'm
okay.
I'm all right. Good enough.
Bale's like, no, I need you to answer honestly. How good of a knight are you?
Yeah. And he's like, you know what? I got taught, Sir Arlen of Pennytree, which no one fucking even know who he is. So I don't know why I keep saying his name at this point.
I don't know if Arlen of Pennytree was actually a knight, honestly.
Right. Yeah, he could have been lying.